Yes, good evening, all of you. To the today's class, we'll be focusing on logical reasoning. Yeah, which is the part of paper one, general paper. Right. So part one, logical reasoning. So normally people used to say, so I understand the entire question, I answer, but if I check the correct answer, if I check with the correct answer, I am exactly opposite to the correct answer, which I have answered. That's what the answer I used to receive sometimes at the initial times before starting the class, right? When we review the existing students who were attended earlier, right? So what happens? There used to be a logical reasoning. We need to understand some of the base. So what do you mean by argument? What is premises? What is assumption? Right? What is conclusion? So there are different set of meanings, right? So we need to understand that. So if you get into the syllabus of the entire logical reasoning, revised, updated syllabus, it has 8 parts. So out of these 8 parts, we expect 5 questions to be printed, to be asked in net exam, right? So out of 8 parts, out of these 8 parts, the 5 questions, those which are asked in net exam, it can be in problematic. It can be in problematic, which means with sums, with like solving some sums, right? With by having some logical reasons. Or the other way, even they ask some theoretical part also. Even the other way, some did you understand deductive reasoning? Did you understand inductive, analogical, right? What is syllogism? Did you understand that? So they will give you one situation and they will ask you which option would be the best for this situation, right? Which type of reasoning would be the right answer? That would be also a question. This is from theory part. You need to understand the theory, then only you can apply, right? Even last batch and the previous batch, some questions have been asked from the Sanskrit word, by using Sanskrit word, because in the revised syllabus in logical reasoning they used much of the Sanskrit words in the syllabus itself. If you see in the seventh part in the slide, so like in Brahmanas, so nothing is existing logical reasoning only. They used some Sanskrit word to match this. That's it. So even in the question paper also they ask, they have put up the options by using Sanskrit word. We need to know from this the seventh part in the syllabus. We need to know which matches the Sanskrit words. For example, perception means pratyaksa. Inference means anumana. Anumana means assuming and showing your inference. Anumana. Upamana means comparison. So some even in what is that warrior speech he used to say when he used to compare with Agatya and Rama. So the what is that the Kamban has used upamana here at our warrior speech I used to say. So what means நின்ற நெடியோனை வந்தவன் வணங்கினான் அந்த மாதிரி சொல்லுவார். What means it is called upamana. It's nothing but comparison. இன்னொருத்தரை வந்து டைல்யூட் பண்ணாம இன்னொருத்தரை தரம் குறைவாம வந்து they used to compare. That is called upamana, right? Then shabda. So this verbal testimony is called as sabda here, right? Then arthapati here it is also comes in most of the what is the proverbs in Kambaramayanam and some other scriptures, right? It comes. What is that? Arthapati means what is the implications? What is that? நம்ம தமிழ்ல கூட சொல்லுவோம்ல நெருப்பு இல்லாம புகையாதுன்னு. It's called what is that? Implication, right? அர்த்தாபத்தி எங்கேயோ ஒரு நாள் நடந்ததை வந்து எடுத்து சொல்றது. நெருப்பு இல்லாமல் புகையாது இல்லை அந்த மாதிரி. So it's called the implication or அர்த்தாபத்தி. Then anupalapti which means non-apprehension. Some of the Sanskrit word we need to know. Even when I was handling in University of Madras for the NET exam, I said Sanskrit word also you don't get confused. Existing logical reasoning they have given, they have presented in the new cover by using Sanskrit words. But what happens surprisingly, even last batch net exam question get done by using Sanskrit word. Right? We need to understand what is the meaning. That's it. We know what is the meaning of the Sanskrit word, how it is used in logical reasoning. Yeah, this is before starting the class, I would like to give some intro about the syllabus. Please go through. So we'll be looking into what is argument, how do we need to look into argument, what is the structure of argument, what are the steps we need to get into. So there used to be a, what is that? There used to be in theoretical questions also. What is the fallacy, right? How the fallacies are treated, what do you mean by connotation and denotation, right? So along with the theory, these are the theoretical part, and this has to be applied in some situation and choose the right answer, right? By we need to take some assumption, premises, then conclusion. We need to compare all the things. Then we need to choose the right option. The one way there is the theory part we need to understand. Second way there is an application part, right? Where the question is used to be. So out of these 8 parts, we can expect 5 questions. Exactly 5%, right? Net examல வந்து பேலன்ஸ் கரெக்டா பண்ணிருப்பாங்க. Even you can setல வந்து சிலது இம்பேலன்ஸா இருக்கும். You can have some questions more in mathematical reasoning, some question less in logical reasoning, or vice versa. It can be in different way. Once in set exam they asked only 4 comprehension. That means about 20 questions only from comprehension. இந்த மாதிரி வந்து இம்பேலன்ஸா இருக்கும். But net examல exact 5 questions from unit 6. There is logical reasoning, right? So we will get into one by one, right? So what is deductive and inductive reasoning, analogies. So what I have planned, I will give you some theory part in the introduction. Then we will apply some sums. Then again continues, the theory part will continue. Right? So that's how the presentation has been designed, right? Yes. So logical reasoning. What is logic? What is logic? So and what is that we used to say? What is that? Logic. It is the science of correct reasoning. Science. The logic is the science of correct reasoning. Sometimes they used to ask, no, since here some commerce and management students are here, we used to say marketing is a art or science or both. Question, simple question. Set example in the Mario. Then we used to say, what is that? Art, science, both. Sometimes, most of the time, we used to say both without any reason, but there is a reason. We should say from the standard definition. Adhe mari accountancy is an art or science or both. I mean, there is a standard definition. From there only they are asking. We need to put up. As like here. So logic is purely a science of correct reasoning, matching the reasoning, right? That is called logic. So in colloquially we use the term logic. Without logic you are talking அப்படின்னு சொல்லுவாங்க. Logic இல்லாம பேசிட்டு இருக்கான் அப்படின்னு சொல்லுவாங்க. Which means it's a science of correct reasoning, right? In general meaning. So what do you mean by reasoning? So reasoning means drawing of inferences or conclusions. It can be either. All inferences need not to be a conclusion. Please make a note, right? Reasoning here, drawing inferences or conclusions from the known or assumed facts. From the known or assumed facts, right? Please make an underline. Reasoning here, it has what is the diversified meaning. Sometimes when they give the answer key after the exam, some students who studied in coaching center, they used to argue with the assumptions, right? We need to take assumptions only when there is no conclusion. When there is not possible to conclude anywhere, then we can have assumption. But what happens, students when they practice சரியா பண்ணாம, they will attend the test, they will attend the class, directly they will come to the test. They will not practice. We need to practice more after attending the class. Then only we will come to know how to choose the right option, right? Merely by attending the class alone, if you choose, initially you will make some errors. It happens, right? We need to practice. So here the reasoning means drawing inferences or conclusions from the known or assumed facts. So that's how it has been designed. What is logic? What is reasoning? Right? When solving a problem, for example, when solving a problem, one must understand the question first. First, we need to understand the question. Gather all pertinent facts from the question, from the given statement. Gather all pertinent facts. Analyze the problem. That is, you can compare with the previous problem also. Previous problem means in the same sum, There will be one model they might be given, they might have given, or and then they will give you some, right? Which means we need to compare the previous problem. Note the similarities. Note the similarities as well as the differences. Sometimes similarities based on question இருக்கும். Sometimes differences based on question இருக்கும். So you need to take both similarities as well as the differences, right? To understand yourself, to understand yourself, you can use pictures or formulas to solve that sum, to solve the problem. Either pictures, I will let you know in upcoming slide how to use pictures, right? So to understand what is that, the pertinent facts, and analyze the problem, to keep a record, to keep a note. They used to give you a rough paper as soon as you enter into the exam hall, in online exam hall. They will give you the rough paper where you need to write your roll number, and then you can proceed with all the rough works, right? First நான் என்ன சொல்லியிருக்கேன்னா, when we start, before starting the exam, before starting the exam, you need to enter before half an hour, so you can get the rough sheet, put up the ABCD. Last class, in previous classes I have stated, no, ABCD, EFG, and then till M, and then from N you need to put up in the reverse till Z, then 1 2 3 4 and the order the put vechukkonga, right? Then it helps both for mathematical as well as the logical reasoning, right? So likewise, you need to have some pictures draw பண்றதுக்கு papers space கரெக்ட்டா எடுத்து வெச்சுக்கோங்க. So as soon as you get into the logical reasoning, 5 questions you can be thorough, right? So the preparatory work is most important in the exam, right? So what is logic? It's the science of correct reasoning. Reasoning means is a drawing of inferences or conclusions, right, from known or assumptions, assumed facts, right? Excuse me, just let me mute. Hello, yes. So someone is joining, I will not expect. Please join little early, otherwise when I start class it disturbs you. So logical reasoning, the next. What are the steps it has? What are the steps it has? Right. So what happens, a critical reader, you may be having some reading habits, right? If not, please develop. Reading habit is the most important for logical reasoning, right? How fast you understand a statement, right? A critical reader must be able to evaluate arguments. A critical reader must be able to evaluate the arguments. But when we get into a steps, it is most important. ஏன்னா நம்ம டைரக்டா evaluate பண்றது, if you get into a step, it will take time initially, but if you practice, it will be in a minute you can come to a conclusion, right? So critical reader must be able to evaluate arguments. Some people used to say the IAS practice, my exam practice பண்றாங்களானே the logical reasoning பார்த்தோமே ஆன்சர் சொல்லியிருப்பாங்க சார், right? சில நேரத்தில் தப்பா கூட சொல்லுவாங்க. But what happens without getting into the steps without getting into the steps also you can choose the right answer. That is a possibility, right? But please don't do that. Initially what happens, in default we tends to be choose the answer without getting into the steps. It happens. Apparently right answers சில நேரத்துல வரும், சில நேரத்துல wrong answer வரும். But please get into the steps, practice that, it makes you to be better, right? So when you evaluate an argument, so what happens, when you evaluate, yes. So steps involved, as I said, someone is joining, sorry. Yes. So as I said, what do we need to do? We need to first understand the question, first step. Second, gather all pertinent facts. Right? Third, analyze the problem. Fourth, note similarities and differences. And fifth, use pictures or formulas to solve the problem, right? So in this way you need to get into, right? If you practice like that, you can easily understand a sum and get into a final conclusion. Right. Next. So what do you mean by argument? In logical reasoning, it's most important. What is argument? What is argument? We used to call it as these are set of claims. These are called as set of claims. Right? So when you evaluate an argument, you determine its value. You determine its value or persuasiveness. What we used to call it as expressiveness. What expression it gives. So one is value or expressions. Right? To be able to do a good job evaluating arguments, we need to know what an argument is and how an argument is put together. That's the basic thing. When we read, we'll understand, right? And then if you read an argument, is a claim. Basically, it is a claim. Argument is not a conclusion, or it's not it may or may not be a conclusion, right? Please treat the argument as a claim, right? That is supported by reasons or evidence. It can be reasons of what I said. It can be an inferences of a person, or it can be a conclusion which made by a person or by a situation, or it can be a evidence. Right? When an author tries to persuade the reader that something is true or correct by presenting supporting reasons or evidence, thereby an argument is being made. Thereby an argument is being made. This means that an argument is different from a statement. Right? Normally when we read the argument, we perceive this as a statement, right? Based on which we need to take conclusion. This need not, it need not be, right? Which means an argument is different from a statement. So here an author, the question paper, the question setter, we used to call him as an author, which means from his perspective he is putting the statement, right? The author is trying to convince the reader that the claim is true by giving supporting reasons or evidence, right? So here the arguments can be broken into three parts, into different parts. We used to say three parts. So the parts of argument. So it used to be divided into three parts. One is assumption. The first part is assumption. Second part, premises. Premises means which cannot be changed, right? Premises in colloquially we used to say it is an asset, fixed assets in the term. From the perspective of fixed assets, we use the word called premises, which means we cannot change, right? So in argument, there are three parts. One is assumption, second one is premises, and the third one is conclusion, right? These are the parts of argument. Right? So when you read an argument, please divide the argument into three parts. In that stated argument, which could be an assumption, which could be premises, and which can be a conclusion. So likewise, please try to divide, right? And when we get into a sum, we will come to know, right? So what do you mean by assumption? What do you mean by assumption? So I said three parts. One is assumption, the other one is premises, and the third one is conclusion. So how do I identify that, right? The assumption of an argument support the conclusion. Simple. The assumption of an argument supports the conclusion, but they are not stated in the argument, right? They are not stated explicitly. It's not stated in the argument. The assumptions always tie up with the premises to the conclusion. It has a flow. Assumptions is a tie up with the premises and leads to the conclusion, right? So they are claims. The assumptions are called as claims that lie in the background of the argument that makes the argument to work. This is called assumption. So it need not be explicitly stated in the argument itself, right? Which makes us to assume right? Let me tell you when I get into a sum, right? Second, the premises. Second part, what is that I said? Premises, right? So what is the premises? Premises of an argument are often introduced by a words such as since or because. In the ரெண்டு வேர்ட்ல ஏதாவது ஒன்று யூஸ் பண்ணிருக்கலாம். Then we can consider this as a premises or in the meaning of since or because. Please make your note. Since or because in the word or by using the meaning of this word, if they continues a word, then if he continues the line, that particular sentence is called as premises of that argument. Right? So next, the third part is conclusion. The conclusion of an argument is often introduced by words such as accordingly, consequently, thus. Right? By using this word, they used to have conclusion. Accordingly, consequently, thus, or meaning of these words. Yeah. So we have three parts in an argument. What are those? Yeah. Assumption, premises, and conclusion. Assumptions, it used to be. One is joining. So assumption, it used to be. So what is that? Yeah. Assumption, it used to be explicitly, normally it used to be explicit. Implicit, but it used to be explicitly stated. Sometimes we need to assume based on the statement, right? Those are called assumptions, right? It used to have a tie with the premises and leads to the conclusion, right? So it used to be a background of the argument. So these are the important three terms for assumption. What is premises? So premises of an argument are often introduced by words such as since or because. Right? The conclusion, it used to have the words called accordingly, consequently, or thus. Right? Thus. So if we use the meaning of these words or these words uh, directly in the statement, then we can consider these or like conclusion. Right? So till now we have seen only the basic introduction part, right? Introduction part. Now let us get into some of the steps for analyzing an argument. So first, identify the argument's conclusion, right? Which I said in the last third step. There are three parts I said, no? Get into the third step, get into the third part in the first step. Get into the third part in the first step, sir. Identify the argument's conclusion, right? So what is the conclusion I said? Yeah, the author is trying to persuade the reader to accept as true. The first step is identify the conclusion. Second step, identify the assumptions that the argument makes. Right? Identify the assumptions that the argument makes. Third step, identify the premises. We used to call it as a reasons or evidence, right? Which the author puts forth in support of the conclusion. Right? Third. So please identify. First one is conclusion. Second, assumption. Third step is premises. The fourth step, think critically and skeptically. Skeptical, we need to doubt also. We need to think critically as well as we need to think with some doubtfulness, right? Skeptically about the premises which they used to give as reasons or evidence, right? That the argument presents and the assumptions that the argument makes, right? So first decide are the premises true. Next, do the assumptions defeat or weaken the argument? Right? First, you just decide are the premises true. If premises itself is false, then you no need to go to the assumptions to say whether it is defeated or weakened the argument or not. Right? If the premises is true, then you can say assumptions is getting defeated or weakens, or it supports to the premises. Accordingly, you can go. Accordingly, you can get it. Step 5. Ask yourself how well the premises and assumptions support the conclusion. Strongly support, right? Or moderately, or it supports weakly. with some falsiness, right? So that's if the premises are weak or false, then the argument will be less persuasive or even invalid. So likewise, the statement used to be given, and you need to say valid or invalid or weak or strong. Somewhere you need to choose. If the assumptions defeat or weaken the argument, then the argument will be less persuasive or even invalid, as I said first, right? Okay. So first we need to see either premises is defeated or assumptions defeated. Sometimes premises used to be strong. The assumption which we makes it gets defeated, right? Some critical questions in the Mardha. Premises used to be strong, but the assumptions used to be defeated. There is a triangle which we need to understand, right? So what happens? There is some terms, right? So what is called ethos speaker, then message, then audience. Please use the other terms also, Greek terms also, speaker, message, and audience. How it works. Right? I will tell you. I will tell you with an example little later. So what do you mean by pathos? So what is stated here? What is pathos? It is called as emotional appeal. Some statement used to have an emotional appeal, right? It gives a strong feeling within the audience. National pride பத்தி கொடுத்திருக்கலாம், national anthems பத்தி கொடுத்திருக்கலாம், something emotional appeal, right? What is that? Harassment பத்தி, then result, court result, right? Emotional appeal. And then logos called as logical appeal. Logical appeal. Construct a message of a well-reasoned argument. It's called a logical appeal. Right? Ethos means is called ethical appeal. Right? Ethical appeal establishes a credibility and authority of the speaker in the argument, the given argument. Right? You take any argument, it happens to be out of these three, either one is to follow. So we need to see the triangulation part of this. So which if three of the variables available in the same argument, then we need to say which is more. Right? Accordingly, we need to construct. Accordingly, we need to construct the conclusion. Right? Mostly the emotional appeal and ethical appeal confuse us in selecting the right answer. But logical appeal, if you apply the formula which we are going to see at the last, right? There are two methods. One is Venn diagram method. The other one is formula. That means there is a tabulation, right? Sometime whoever attended the coaching classes in exam hall, you must have experienced it. So paper they will analyze, right? The tabulation method. Right? So a logical appeal, you can directly apply the tabulation and find out the final reason. If you have the emotional or ethical appeal, normally Venn diagram would be the best method to choose the right answer. Right? So mostly the letters the symbols right, numbers compare panni those things falls under logical appeal. Those things falls under logical appeal. The exact arguments, for example, syllogism, we used to say syllogism. Analogy is the logical appeal, but syllogisms fall under either emotional appeal or ethical appeal. So these things, for emotional and ethical appeal, we need to use Venn diagram, right, to find out the right option. Sir, is that both same? Is that both same, or is that we need to know both Venn diagram as well as the statement? Venn diagram is always supports best. Venn diagram supports the best, right? When we use, excuse me, yeah, understand. Yeah, small disturbance, sorry. Okay, so we need to understand these things, right? So appeals, different types of appeals, it may fall either one or simultaneously, all the three can be in a single statement. Mostly the, what is that, the analogy, The mathematical part used to comes under logical appeal, right? Where we can use formula or the stabilism. The other way, some shortcuts also we can appeal in logical appeal. So we can use Venn diagram for emotional and ethical appeals, right? So there is a fallacies. There used to be a fallacies which we used to think, right? Which we used to think rightly, which we used to think as correct form, right? So here the fallacies means where the arguments are not logical, either because of several reasons. One is premises is wrong, or the material or conditioning is incorrect, or the conclusion is inappropriate. Right? Here we need to identify that. So that's called fallacy. One question used to be from fallacies also. Right? A fallacy is an incorrect argument in logic and rhetoric. Rhetoric means, which I said, the triangle, the rhetoric triangle. Yeah, do you remember that? Emotional, logic, and ethical appeals, right? Then please get into the triangle and how it comes as a circle. Please note that also, right? Then it undermines an argument's logical validity and soundness. Valid or invalid, we need to say, right? So fallacies can be either formal or informal. Yeah, formal fallacies and informal fallacies. There are different types of informal fallacies also. We'll get into that later. Now we are going to solve some of the sums from the logical appeal. From the logic appeal, we said no logo. Yeah, do you remember that? Please remember the trick terms also. Right, logo, knowledge. What do you mean by analogy? Yeah. So whatever I have given is only a background. Whatever I have given till now is only the background to make you to understand either if you get into a sum you can easily divide how it can be. Yeah. Someone is joining here. So what is analogy? What is analogy? Analogy is simple. So what we used to say, it is called as resemblance in some way. Yeah. Resemblance, finding the resemblance in some ways. So it can be, the resemblance can be between or within, between the statement or the flow, or within the statement or flow, right? So there are two types of analogies we can expect. So even the banking or competitive exams, there used to be a graph also. There used to be small chart, a box about or a flow it used to follow. Then we used to find out the right answer. But in net exam, we could found only two types of analogy. One is word analogy, the other one is number analogy. Right? Word analogy and number analogy. Let me get into. There are different types of analogies. So it can be both word or number, right? So first type is synonym. Second type antonym. So please make a note in your paper or notebook, because when we solve sum, I will ask which type of analogy it is. Then if you solve the sum, you will get the right answer. Right? If you straight away see, sometimes you may make error. That happens. So that's why first we need to, when we see a sum, we need to identify which type of analogy it is. Then solve a sum, right? Then we will get the exactly right answer. So first type is synonym, second antonym, then third type cause and effect relationship. Then fourth type is degree of differences. Degree of difference. The fifth type, whole and part. Whole and part. I don't want to explain each and everything now, because when you see an example, you can understand better. Right? And then function, composition, action. Function, composition, action, which follows together. Yeah, function, composition, action. Then sequential. So these are the 7 types of analogies. Right? Let me get into one by one. We need to find which type of analogy it is. Then you tell me the right answer. Right? So can you say what would be the right answer now? You can put up in the chat box also. Yeah. Otherwise, you can write in your notebook itself. Yeah. Just for an interactive, thoughtful interaction, not voiceless interaction. We used to say, right? Thoughtful interaction. Thin, slim, valuable. What will come next? Yeah. So it is what type of phonology? First we need to say what type of phonology it is. No, it's not antonym. It's not antonym. Yeah. So can you choose the right answer now? Now I have given you the options. It's not antonym. Thin, slim. It's not antonym. Thin na ஒல்லியா இருக்கு, slimனாலும் ஒல்லியா இருக்கு. It is a synonym. So it is a first type of phonology. First we need to identify which type of phonology it is. Then if you search the answer, you will get the exactly right answer. Right? Otherwise, seems to be right answer. Out of 4, at least 2 or 3 seems to be right answer. Right? First, we need to identify which type of phonology. That is the first step. Then get into the right. This is the synonyms. The first step, first type. Right? Out of these 7 types, first type is synonym. So here, thin, slim, then valuable. What is the right answer? Yeah. Have the best. Next, profit loss. Then what would be the right answer? Yes. So for the what is the antonym? Win, loss, and then failure, success. Yeah, this is the right answer. Next, which type of phonology it is? Effort leads to success. Insult leads to dash. So first we need to say which type of phonology. Effort leads to success. Then insult leads to what? So that's what I said. No, there are 3. What is that? There are 5 steps. And we need to identify first and study what is the relationship, opposite relationship, similar relationship. We need to say. Then accordingly we need to apply. In the first third slide, initial discussion. The third slide I said. So what is that? So it is a cause and effect relationship. This analogy type is third type, cause and effect relationship, which means efforts lead to success. So the insult leads to humiliate. Insult leads to humiliate. Right? The first question can answer on the valuable is costly. The thin, slim, na valuable is costly. If you check with others, heavy burden, unhealthy, heavy burden will give confused option. But if you study thin, slim, na valuable could be costly only. The answer is costly. Profit loss, then success is failures. Success leads to failure. Right? Then efforts leads to success. Then insult leads to humiliate. Right? Next. Can I move to the next? Yeah. Yeah, good. So angry seems to be a confusing answer. Humiliate is the right answer. Even failure is also a confusing answer. Humiliate is the right answer. Next. So first you need to say which type of analogy, then we find out the right answer. Sad, depressed. Sad, depressed. This is which type of analogy? Then choose the right answer. நமக்கு in default வந்து நமக்கு என்ன ஒரு thought இருக்குன்னா நம்ம டைரக்டா ஆன்சர் சூஸ் பண்ணுவோம். பார்த்தோனே ஆன்சர் we try to choose the answer. We should not do that. First step வந்து we need to identify which type of analogy it is. Then we need to study the relationship. Then the similarly we need to apply. If it is a similarity or differences, we need to apply the same way to find out the right answer. This is the steps. Okay, இது நம்ம வந்து டிஃபால்ட்டா நம்ம டைரக்டா சூஸ் பண்ணா கூட சில நேரத்துல ரைட் ஆன்சர் வரும், பல நேரத்துல வரும், பட் சில நேரத்துல கவுத்து வரும். If you practice in this way, then you can choose. எப்பவுமே you can choose the right answer. That's what we need, right? So what is the analogy means? Finding the resemblance. That's what I said. Either it could be between or within some certain way, in a common way. Right? So here sad is depressed. So this is which type of analogy? This is the degree of difference analogy. Can you understand what is degree of difference here? Sad, depressed. Right? கவலையா இருக்கிறது, துன்பமா இருக்கிறது, ரெண்டுமே ஒண்ணுதான். பட் சேடுக்கும் டிப்ரெஸ்க்கும் டிஃபரன்ஸ் இருக்குது. டிகிரி ஆஃப் டிஃபரன்ஸ். அதே மாதிரி seldom. means never, right? Seldom is one part. If you have the never means a female, that's called sad, depressed, and seldom, never. So sad in-depth state of mind is called a depressed. இதுக்கு மேல அவன் வந்து கவலையா இருக்கிறதுக்கு வாய்ப்பு இல்லை. பட் சேட் இஸ் மேலோட்டமான கவலை, right? That's called a degree of difference. So seldom, the answer is never, right? Then next option, what is that? Arc circle. So what it means? Which type of analogy? It is a whole and part analogy. Can you see? So circle, arc. Can you see? What is that? A whole and part. If I give an explanation for these all the 7 types, you may not listen, but I'm giving with the example now. So first one is synonym, second one is antonym, third one is cause and effect, effort leads to success. The fourth one is degree of difference, sad, depressed. The fifth one is arc and circle, which means the whole and part. Arc, circle, apna line வந்து எதுல இருந்து வரும்? Line, which would be the right answer. Yeah, it could be triangle, it could be rectangle, it could be square, it could be all, right? Most candidates, most aspirants used to choose all. ஏன்னா triangle line இருக்கு, rectangle line இருக்கு, square line இருக்கு. All வர்றதுக்கும் அதிகமான chances இருக்கு. Most aspirants used to choose all. But the right answer is square. How it could be, sir? How it could be? அதனால தான் steps first apply பண்ணணும். அப்படின்னா என்னன்னா, arc is the part of circle. If you take any part of the circle, it becomes arc. Do you agree with me? Yeah. But if you take line out of triangle, it can't be similar to if you take line from the rectangle. But if you take a line out of the square, any of the square, you will get the same line, right? But it won't be for triangle and it won't be from rectangle. அதனால இது ரெண்டுமே சான்ஸ் இல்லை. The answer is square, right? I know some you might have thought all, right? It can't be all. So arc, circle, line should be from square. Yeah, இதுல வந்து இந்த क्वेश्चन நான் காட்றப்ப வந்து a group of students when they sit in University of Madras, 60 students உட்கார்ந்திருந்தாங்க. Most students will say all of them, right? But the answer is square. Can you understand the reason, the explanation? Yeah. So what is the next one? Axe, wood. Scissor leads to what? So what type of it is? What type of? It is called function, composition, action type. Did you write all the 7 types so that you can understand? So function, composition, action type. Axe வந்து wood, மரத்தை வெட்டுறதுக்கு யூஸ்ஃபுல்லா இருக்கு. Scissor leads to dash. Yeah, can you say now? Scissor leads to textile வரலாம், tailor வரும், tool வரும், fabric வரும். Which is the right answer? Which is the best answer? Yeah, see the relationship, study the relationship, find out which type of analogy it is. Then apply the same relationship here, you will get the right answer. What is the right answer here? Yeah, someone has put, no, nobody has put now. The answer is here is, yeah, the answer here is fabric. Here the answer is fabric. Yes, fabric is the answer. Why not tailor, sir? Why not tool? See the relationship. If you apply the same relationship, it can't be tailor or tool, right? Woodcutter, the axe put woodcutter or the user name, then you can put scissor, you can put up tailor, right? Axe wood, it can't be a tool, no? It can't be a part of any of the tool. But scissor tool is not applicable. So if you see the relationship, axe woodcutter useful, wood வெட்டுறதுக்கு, மரம் வெட்டுறதுக்கு யூஸ்ஃபுல்லா இருக்கும், கட்டை வெட்டுறதுக்கு யூஸ்ஃபுல்லா இருக்கும். சிசர் யூஸ்ஃபுல் டு கட் த ஃபேப்ரிக்ஸ், ரைட்? Then now it comes to the number analogy. 8, 9. So which type of analogy it is? Every day நம்ம என்ன பண்ணிடுவோம், நம்ம டைரக்டா try to check that. ஏன்னா ஈஸியா தானே இருக்கு. 8, 9, then 2 power 3 என்னவா இருக்கும்னு we will try. Please don't do that correct directly. First choose which type of analogy. This is the last type. 7th type, sequential analogy. Can you identify this? Could you identify? Sequential. 8 is 9. Then 2 power 3 leads to, or 2 power 4 select பண்ணிடுவாங்க. Right? Don't do that. 2 power 3 is equal to 8. So next, which could be equal to 9? Sequence என்ன வரணும்? So 3 power 2 could be the 9. So the answer here is 3 power 2. Right? The answer here is 3 power 2. So here the confusing answer could be 2, 3 or 4. Option 2, option second option, third option, fourth option could be the confusing one. But if you see the relationship 8, 9, so the 8 matches with the 2 power 3. It's called sequential, right? So 9 has to match with the 3 power 2. Nowhere it will match with the other option, right? So 3 power 2 is the right answer. Right? So what is the, can you identify whatever I said earlier? What is the argument here? What is the assumption? What is the premises? What is the conclusion? இதுலயே நம்ம அப்ளை பண்ணலாம். இட் இஸ் சிலோஜிசம் மட்டும் அப்ளை பண்றது இல்ல. ரொம்ப பேர் வந்து சிலோஜிசம் தான் அது இன்ட்ரோடக்ஷனா கொடுப்பாங்க. பட் ஐ கிவ் தட் இன்ட்ரோடக்ஷன் only for entire logical reasoning, right? Most student thinks the most coaching centers thoughts that the part which I have given is only for syllogism. It's not so. நீங்க லாஜிக்கல் ரீசனிங்ல எந்த क्वेश्चन எடுத்தாலுமே ஆர்குமெண்ட், அசம்ப்ஷன், premises, conclusions follows. It happens. But syllogismல டைரக்டா வருது. அதனால நாங்க வந்து டைரக்டா அந்த வேர்ட்ஸே யூஸ் பண்ணுவாங்க. So they think that is only for syllogism. No. Here also you can apply. Right? So 8, 9, 2 power 3 and what next? So here what is the premises? What is the assumption? What is the conclusion? The conclusion directly comes to the answer here. Right? So can you brainstorm your answer? If you choose other than 3 power 2, now you can put up under these things: premises, assumptions, and conclusion. Now you can finalize your answer. So never, if you choose any other option other than 3 power 2, your assumption will become falsy. I said no, falsy or invalid. Because premises is true now. Premises is true now because it's only one statement. They have given 8, next is 9. So sequential type of analogy. So premises is true. Now, whatever you have an assumption in your whichever invalids, it becomes a wrong answer. It gives wrong conclusion. Right? So answer is 3 power 2. Did you understand? Did you match? Yeah. Could you match with the types of analogy and
yes, sir.
the explanation which I have given initially? Right. Next, let us get into some number analogy. Right. So what is that? Can you quickly answer the question? 2:4, and then it leads to 3:2. What is the right answer? Yeah. So 2:4, you can write it as 2 power 2, right? And then so the answer should be 3 power 2 would be 9. Am I correct? The answer is 9 now. Here the answer is 9 now. So 2 power 2 is 4. So 3 power 2 could be 9. Yeah. And move to next. Yes. Yes. Now identify. First one is simple. Little. I'll increase the toughness one by one. Second question: 8:27. 8:27. So how it works out? So 8 means we can say 2 power 3 is 8. So 27 it could be 3 power 3. Am I correct? Then you can try. What is that? 8 to 27 there is no relationship, right? Can you see any relationship? 8 and 27 between and within. That's what I said. There is a resemblance between and within, right? So here it's not between, so it is within resemblance, within analogy. So within analogy, which type it is? So out of 7 type, which type it is? So 2 power 3, then 3 power 3, sequential, right? Then here 125, and which power 3 could be 125, right? Which power could be 125? Right? So 5 power 3 could be 125. And next, which power 3 we can put? 5 power 3. Next, 6 power 3, shall we try? But if we try 6 power 3, you can straight away you can say there is no option for 6 power 3. Am I correct? 6 power 3, around it comes, last digit, if you multiply, you will come to know last digit, it comes 6. 6 power 3 potale, last digit 6 la varum. But here no options with 6 power 3. So we need to try next 7 power 3. 7 power 3. How do you say? இப்போ வந்து உங்களுக்கு ஆப்ஷன் வராதனால you say is 7 power 3 sir. But if option is there, then we straight away choose the 6 power 3, no? Right? Likewise, you will say it to me, right? What happens here? 2 power 3, 2 is the prime number. 3 power 3, 3 is also the prime number, which means it's not divisible by other number, either 1 or its own. It's called the prime number. So 125, 5 power 3, 5 is also the prime number. Next, we think it's 6 power 3, but 6 is not a prime number. Can you understand the reason? 7 is the prime number. If you apply 7 power 3, you will get the right answer. Now, so multiply the last digit, you will get to know, right? 7 7s are 49, then 7 9 into 7 63. So 3 is the last digit. Now you can confident with your answer. 4 is the option, right? Correct option is the 4. Am I correct? Can you follow my explanation? Yeah,
Yes, sir.
So these are called number analogy. Number analogy. So likewise, you can explore with our online test also some of the things, right? So sometimes what happens here, they have given the underline here, question mark here. But sometimes what happens, they will give question mark in the first cell instead of the last cell, or they may give question mark in the first what is the argument itself. They may give the question mark in one cell, right? So you need to find out the answer. This could be the also the upcoming test la வந்து இந்த மாதிரி இருக்கும், right? For example, 3:8, then question mark, then 24. Then what is the right answer? Right? Likewise, it could be. Please try the same way. Right? Next, letter analogy. So for letter analogy, we need to have the A, B, C, D, E, F. I said no in earlier class. So put up the A, B, C, D, E till Z, A to Z. First A to M in the left to right order, then N to Z in the right to left order. Now, do you remember that? Yeah. Then put up the numbers in the above each letters. So thereby you can find out the answer. Letter analogy. Yeah. Yeah. Can you see? So they have given D, B, L, and A, K, K. So first try to identify which type of analogy it is, and then I study the similarity or differences. Mostly analogy similarity le vandrum, right? Then we need to know either is it within or between. இதெல்லாம் பண்ணிட்டு then go to the then proceed. Without that also, if you proceed, you may get the right answer, but sometime in exam you may fail. You may fail to choose the right answer. It happens. Don't go blindly. Apply these methods, apply these steps, but it takes time initially. Only it takes time. 5 minutes agum. Don't worry. But if you practice 10 times, 3rd, 11th, 12th, 13th, some, then if you attend the online test, 1 minute you can complete. Right? Otherwise, what happens? It happens to be to choose the wrong answer. And each question is carries most important in paper 1. Initially I said paper 1 is the leveraging paper. Out of 50 questions, you need to choose more than 40 right answers. Then only your cutoff will reach. And the paper 2, which is the specialized paper, through the gist which we have circulated through the gist material, you can be excel. 50% நீங்க மார்க் எடுத்தா கூட போதும். Right? Paper 1 boost your entire total cutoff. Even if you get good mark in paper 2, you can easily reach the JRF cutoff. Right? So what is the right answer here? DBL, then AKK. What is the relationship?
Option 2.
Option 2, you say GDO is the option, right? So purposely they gave question mark before, right? Purposely they gave question mark before. Now try again. Before. Please remember before. So D, A, how it's similar. D, A, B, K, L, K. Then இது வந்து previous இருக்கு. Then you need to see the what is that? Before. GDO வர்றதுக்கு சான்ஸ் இல்ல. Reason is you did not understand. இங்க பாருங்க D it comes before no A. Fourth letter முன்னாடி வருது. Sorry. Class இருக்கேன் ஒரு 1 hour கழிச்சுக்காங்க. 8 o'clock கழிச்சுக்காங்க. 7 after 7 o'clock கால். Thank you. Yes. What is that? Answer is MDO. Answer is MDO. அதனால first study the type of analogy, then get into study the similarity or differences, right? And then see is it between or within. It's between. It is between, not within. It is between. If it is between, then simultaneously apply the same. The answer is MDO. Right? J, அதாவது J க்கு அப்புறம் வர லெட்டரா இருக்கணும். நீங்க G செலக்ட் பண்ணீங்கன்னா it is G comes before, no? G, H, I, J, K. ABCD and orderல பண்ணீங்கன்னா.
Yes. Sorry.
Yeah, that's okay. So M comes next 4. That's where they plays an important role. It's simple, but still we things to get low. I'm in a class. Call me after 7 o'clock. Sorry. Yeah, next question. PQ, a simple question. So to make you practice PQ. Next is E. Yes. Purposefully I have put up this question now. Yes, answer is F. Good. Simple. Now next one is classification. So what do you mean by classification? Classification is simple. So odd one out is called classification here. Classification. Syllabus la vandu classification kuduthirpaanga. But nama vandu we study, we have this experience for last from school days onwards, right? There is nothing but odd one out. Classification is a process of putting something into one group because they belong to the same category. There are other things that do not belong to that category. Then pick out that answer. That is called classification. Right? Why do we call it as a classification? Right? Classification because you are classifying the entire options into one group based on the category it belongs to. Right? Only one which comes out of that category, then that could be the right answer. That is called classification. Yeah. So, for example, putting something into one group because they belong to the same category. So, first question: bus, motorcycle, car, bicycle. Yeah. So, which belongs to the same? So, we can say always bus, motorcycle, car works with the engine. But bicycle is not will not work with engine. But someone will say, "Sir, electronic bicycle vandirchila sir," right? It happens because it either works or without engine, with or without any electrical thing. So bicycle is the answer. Simple, right? Next, now it comes in number. Now, it is difficult now. It is little difficult. 369, 246, 123, 478. So now we need to classify. We need to make a group, right? So please have that in your mind: argument, what is that? Assumptions, premises, conclusion. Here conclusion becomes the answer. So if you have assumption, you need to say valid assumption. So fine. So what is that? 369, 246, 123, 478.
478.
478, yes, exactly right. The reason is all other things is multiplying by the first number by 2 and 3, right? So the 478 is the number which cannot be that. So first 3 is one group, 478 is the right answer. Next, 21, 3, 13, and 13, 30. Which would be the right
13.
answer? Yeah, 13 we used to say. Yeah, 13. Why 13? All the 3 can be divided by 3, but 13 is not. The answer is 13. Good. Next is 24, 18, 40, and 35. Little confusing now. Yeah.
35.
35 is the right answer, correct? So we need to classify accordingly, right? So when you make an assumption, if you before deciding 35, you made some assumption, right? Now you need to see is that falsifying or is that fallacy assumption or whatever you assumed is that in informal way or formal way. If any assumption comes in formal, even if it is false, formal false assumption, now you can easily choose the right answer, right? So premises you can see whatever is given it can't be changed, you know. It is called premises. Then have the assumption. Then what is that? Conclusion. And finally come out the answer. 35 is the right answer. Yeah. Now the next one is Venn diagram. Yeah, Venn diagram. So what is that Venn diagram? So it helps us both for yeah, good. So what is that? It helps for syllogism also. It helps for syllogism. Some of the logical reasoning we can use this. Right. So first let me give you some introduction basically, then we will get into the sum. Right. Yes. Finding the relationship between two different classes or sets. Sets of three different situations. Right. One class or set may contain the other. This is one type. The other type, two classes or sets may have interest in each other, or the two may be totally separate. Right. You able to follow this my statement? If not, please make a note. It's not possible to understand immediately. Please make a note. Subsequent slide will make you to understand these statements. Right. So Venn diagram we use to find out the relationship between two different classes or sets, right, in three different situations. So one way, one class or set may contain the other, right? The other way, two classes or sets may have interest in each other, or sometimes the both may be totally separate. Now, this is Venn diagram model 1. It means that one class contains all members of the other. Can you understand my statement? So this is the brownish color. It contains all the members of the other, the blue. Right? So likewise, you can draw the line. Right? I will give you something to practice. Right? To practice. Second model. It means that each class has some members in common. Each class has some members in common. The third model, it means that two classes have no members in common. It means that two classes have no members in common. This is the third model. Now we are going to use these models in our syllogism, in our some of the sums, right? So what I said, we can use a Venn diagram for there are three variables in the syllogism. What are the variables? Do you remember? Ethos, ethical variable, ethical, then logical, and then sentimental, emotional, right? So for the emotional and what is that? Ethical, you can directly apply Venn diagram. Whereas if you use logical, you can have tabulation. But you can apply Venn diagram for all the things. But logical, the tabulation would be the shortcut. I'm saying only the shortcut, right? I'm so convenient with Venn diagram means you can directly apply Venn diagram for choosing the right answer, right? But please get to know the tabulation also, because sometimes the questions they used to focusing on the theory part, right? Okay. Now let us get into the exercise. What is that? Yeah. Which of the following diagrams best depict the relationship among the given sets? Right? Which of the following diagram best depict the relationship among the given sets? Cow, animal, book. Now you need to choose the best one. Take some time. Did you understand this? What is that? I'm in a class. Call me after 7 o'clock. So, cow, animal, book. Study the relationship and choose the best diagram. நமக்கு எக்ஸாம்ல இந்த மாதிரி வராது, but this practice makes us to get into the sum later, right? So cow, animal, book. Which diagram would be the best? Option A, B, C, D. Assume that these are our 4 options. Option one. So you assume that your assumption is that cow is an animal. So cow is the what is that? Animal is the round brown shape, and cow comes within the animal category. Then book is the different. And this is how we think, no? Is there any other? Is that your assumption is correct? So what happens? These syllogisms.
Option 4. Either 1 or 4.
Yes. So what happens within syllogism from the Indian perspective? But mostly, even though the birth of the syllogism comes from our ancient textures, but syllogism, the way of logical reasoning is defined by Western people, right? So what do they say according to their, from their perspective? Cow is not animal. All they consider only the wild animals are animal, right? The pet animals are not animals, so from their perspective. So if you use this assumption, the choice would be the second option would become the choice. Yeah. The other way, book and cow used at home, animal is excluded. So I am making different assumptions which may be false, right? Then you can choose which is the false, which is the formally falsifying, then which is the informal one, and then how the assumptions makes validating your answer. Yeah. What you said is the first option is the right, but if I please take my assumption and then try the other options also, right? From the textbook which I have chosen, from where I have chosen this model, they have given option, the right option as the second option. For what they give explanation is cow is not part of wild animal. So animal, they assume, Western people assume all animals are wild animals. So cow is not wild animal. So it is excluded. The option, correct option is one, the correct option is the second option. But what you said is an argumentative one, because your assumption is also correct, true assumption. Yeah, premises is also correct, valid premises. So premises assumption. So then because of that you came to that conclusion. Are you able to follow my earlier notes? Yeah. So whatever I have given initially. So now, so which we should choose? Yeah, this is a confusing one. So option 1 could be a right choice from the Indian perspective. But from the Western perspective, option second is the right choice. What is the right perspective from the net level? Which is the right perspective? Yeah, finally, what they used to give, either one A or B would be the right answer. In last, after the releasing the answer, sometimes you could see no, the options they will give two options is the right options. Either one, if you choose, you will get the right answer, right mark. So here, as per the textbook, second option is the right option based on the assumptions which I have given. Right. Next, people cook adult men. Yeah. Yes, what is the right answer? People cook adult men. Yes. So what is that? Option 4. So cook and adult man comes in within the circle, under the people, right? Correct. Then here there is what is the term? Cook. Yeah, some cook can be adult men. Some adult men can be cook, right? So my statements are correct according to your option, right? So option 4. Good. So first option, what it says, entirely people, then cook and adult man, both are different. So adult man cannot be a cook, or cook cannot be adult man, right? Likewise, the first chart says. The second choice, second option, second chart says people are different from cook and cook is different from adult man. It cannot be the right, it cannot be answer at all. You can classify this. The third one is also a little confusing option. It is not needed because people, apart from the people, cook and adult men, it goes out. Some adult men comes as a people, some cook comes as a both adult men and people. So it still so there are two options, two possible options, 1 and 4, right? 1 and 4. So from the 1 is from the Indian, particularly the village perspective, what do they say? Adult man cannot be a cook. That is the assumption. But that is a falsy assumption, right? Falsifying assumption, the last option would be the best. Yeah. Cook some cook can be adult man, some adult man can be a cook, but both comes in within people, right? The answer 4 is the fourth answer is the right answer. Now, try to exercise the following thing on your notebook. Here I have put up as a board since we handle a physical classroom. Now I request you to put up the chart in your notebook. All right. Yeah. First one: society, family, and friends. Yeah. Society, family, friends. So normally we used to enjoy the class during this during the physical classroom when we facilitate the physical classroom. Everyone will come out with different Venn diagram. You believe it or not, right? It happens to be in class in colleges and universities when we handle this particular thing. And in class, call me a little late after 7 o'clock, please. Yeah. So what is that? Society, family, friends. How it happens? Society at large, it includes family and friends, yeah. So you will have a good circle, and then family. It need not be a circle alone. It can have even square, rectangle, yeah. சில பேர் practice பண்ணிட்டு என்ன பண்ற கொஸ்டின்ல வந்து sometime it used to be triangle and square. Don't worry about the shapes, right? It can be circle, yeah. You can follow that. So family, friends. Some members, some friends. What is that we used to say? You know, family friends. They used to assume we will have a number of assumptions. Our professors, yeah. So family friends, what do we call family friends? No, it's a part of family member, no? From the family ancestor, or the what is it we used to call niece or other people used to friendly used to have a good relationship, friendly relationship. Then how do we call them in the chart? Don't have assumptions. You can have assumptions, but not extra assumptions, right? So society, family, friends have the what is that? I will show you the chart now. Yeah. First option for this question. What is that? For society, family, friends. The first option would be the right one. Right? Am I clear? Yeah, next. If you have anything, then put up a. If you have anything other than this, society, family, friends, the first option I am saying, based on the valid assumption. If you have anything other than this, it's always invited because yours becomes a valid argument. Yeah, valid argument. Then you put up your assumption. What is the premises here? What is the which is just tangible, which cannot be changed? Then put up that. Then have the conclusion. Then you will come to know the right answer. Why it is not or why it is, you will come to know, right? The next, school, students, parents. Yeah, it is confusing one. This is school, students, parents. Now, can you try this in your notebook? Hope you are trying. Yeah, physically I cannot see, but hope you are trying. Your level best. It's simple. These are simple. Yes, what is the answer? Did you get? School, students, and parents. So either parents comes in the school, get into it's part of the school. School, students, parents. So if students are they part of parents? Yes. So is there some parents are not part of school? Some students are not part of school. Some school are not part of students. Is there anything? So I have make some assumptions. You can see some of the questions. Even previous year question in the study material you must have gone through. There you must have get confused. But if you get into this exercise, you will get n number of assumptions and finally match with the premises. Always I said no assumptions tie up with the premises leads to the conclusion. Fine. So what is the right answer here? Yes. School is a greater circle, and then parents is within the circle, within that students. So there are three circles, which means two circles, a bigger circle as a school, and then a small circle within that bigger circle is called parent, and then within that there is a circle called students, right? So if you have an assumption, some students may not have parent. Some students may have guardian, they are not parent. So it is an extra assumption. Am I correct? It is an extra assumption. Then it can be. It can be. So which is the best one? Then you can decide. Right? Have a big circle, then students there, then a student circle within the big circle, and within the big circle, beside the student circle, have the parent circle also with a interrelated, right? Interconnected. Right? There is a junction place. Next, yeah, it's an important one. Little. First one is easier. Second one little confusing. Third one little harder. Dancer, singers, and entertainers. Dancers, singers, and entertainers. Yes, dancers, singers, entertainers. Some dancers could be singer. Some singer could be dancer. All singers can be dancer. All dancers could be singer. So both of them are entertainers. Is that true? Is this valid? Which type of chart it comes? Which type of Venn diagram comes? So entertainers as a bigger, so out of that entertainer, within that you can have only dancers and singers used to be an entertainer. Why not others, meme creators, mimicry creators, creating people? It's possible. Yeah. What's that? Can I sound a lot of context? What is that? Dancer, singer, and entertainers. So entertainment is a bigger circle. Then you can have dancer and singer within that with integrated circle, right? Then it's an important one. Salt, pepper, and things derived from plant. Salt, pepper, and things derived from the plant. So have a bigger Venn diagram, and then within that pepper is that comes from the plant, yeah. And then salt is a similar. It doesn't come from the plant. It used to be from the seashore or ocean, so it has to be separated. So we have one bigger circle within that pepper is a small circle, and then one circle separately out of this, apart from these two. Yeah, am I correct? Is this able to follow? Next, napkins, white objects, things made up of paper. Napkins, white objects, and things made up of paper. Yes, so what type of chart it comes? It flows. So what type of chart did you get? Can you brainstorm the process and how you relate with the premises, assumption, and conclusion? Right. Next, can I move next? Yeah, is this? Can I move to next? Yeah. Now we are getting into the sum. These are the practice. Venn diagram, it could be the direct sum also sometimes, but it is a basic thing. Now we are going to use the Venn diagram in syllogism. In syllogism, we are going to use the Venn diagram in syllogism. Right. So what does the syllogism mean? What it means? Any basic idea syllogism? Yes. It was introduced by Aristotle, this concept. It's a psychological concept introduced by Aristotle, right? Normally, we have different types of reasoning. What is the deductive reasoning? Oh, sorry. Uh, Deductive reasoning, inductive reasoning, and objective reasoning, right? But this syllogism is a deductive argument. Is a deductive argument in which conclusion has to be drawn from two or more propositions, which are referred to be as premises. Are you able to follow my statement? So syllogism is simple. It's introduced by Aristotle from the deductive argument. Right? What is the difference between inductive and deductive? In training labora, there is a term inductive and deductive. Even teaching aptitude labora, there is a question about inductive and deductive. Right? So it's from a deductive argument in which conclusion has to be drawn from the propositions referred to be as premises. So they will give you either two propositions or three propositions. It used to be called it as statements or premises. Statements nu sollirpaanga, but we can consider that as a premises. And then they will give conclusions also. They must have given conclusions. Then we need to compare, right? So let us get into it. So yeah, whatever I said, it is I did not change the slide. Yeah, two propositions. So please use Venn diagram as a base for getting into the conclusion, right? To check the conclusion. So can you draw the Venn diagram for this? All roses are flowers. All roses are flowers. So what type of Venn diagram will you get? So draw a, what is that? All roses are flowers. So how will you draw this? Have a flowers, the bigger circle, and within that you can put up the small circle as roses. Am I correct? All roses are flowers, right? So we need to know how to draw the circle. I have given word by word, yeah, a noun I gave. But now I am giving a statement. How will you draw the circle? How you draw the Venn diagram? So all roses are flowers. Have a bigger circle, name it as flowers, and then smaller circle within the bigger circle, name it as roses. So now we can see all roses are flowers. By seeing the Venn diagram itself, we can see all roses are flowers. Now there is another statement. Some politicians are social workers. Some politicians are social workers. Now, so what it says, social workers have a circle. First, take the last word, right? Social workers have a circle. And then it says some politicians. That means you need to have a separate circle by least integrated part with the main circle, right? So social worker is a bigger circle, and then some politicians they have a politician circle, small circle, separately, but have a small integration between these two, which means some politicians are social workers. Are you able to follow my statements? Yeah, can you draw? So simultaneously have the chart, have the Venn diagram in your notebook. Then all doctors are social workers. All doctors are social workers. So have their social worker is a bigger circle, and then within that we have a small circle, refer it as doctors. So now if you see that, you can say very well, all doctors are social workers. Now all the phones are papers. Don't check with it is wrong or right. This is the premises. That's what I said. Premises, don't check. It is wrong or right. Even if it is wrong, take as it is. So all the phones are papers. So how it is possible, sir? All phones, paper line phone repeat. Don't think like that. Purposely I have put up this line, right? Now we draw the circle as indicate it as paper. So within that have a small circle, name it as phone, right? Now next, every taxi either will have horn or light. Every taxi, which means we can say all the taxis will have either horn or light. Here there are three things. One is taxi, second is horn, third is light. Now we need to have three circles, right? So three circles, how it works. So every taxi have a taxi, then horn, either horn or light, ரெண்டுல ஒண்ணுதான் இருக்குங்கிறான். In general we can say every taxi will have both horn as well as light, right? But what this statement says, every taxi either horn or light, either one only could be. Then how will you do? So what happens? Every taxi you can have a circle, a bigger circle. The left hand side you can put up a small circle with some part could be an integrated one like horn, right? And then light, the other circle in the same big circle, right? Either one could be. So horn and light should not touch. Both the circles should not touch each other, right? Now from these, what are the conclusion we can make? Right. So for example, all the phones are papers. So from this statement, what are the conclusion we can make? All phones are paper. Some phones are paper. Am I correct? This conclusion is correct. Some phones are paper. Some papers are phones. Is that correct? Now let us check little later also. The next sum la check பண்ணுவோம். Please have the diagrams by thinking that. Right? Then all TVs are tables. All TVs are tables. This statement you need to draw the line. So it's not possible. All TVs, how it becomes table. Don't think like that. Don't think in that logic from the real life logic. For this statement, draw the Venn diagram. So have the table as a circle, have a circle, name it as table, and then within that have a small circle, name it as TV. Now this is the question now, right? So whatever the statements given, those are called as premises. You can't change that. Don't have a real life situation, how it becomes some boxes are trees, how it becomes, don't ask like that. These are the premises, right? Statements, you can't change it. These are tangible and true. What is that? Even if it is a false statement, but we need to consider it as a premises. So we need to draw the chart for the statement whichever they have given, and then match with the conclusion. Then choose the right option, best option. We should say best option, right? So what is that? First one, some boxes are trees. So what chart will you draw? Yeah, some boxes are tree. Then how will you draw? Yeah, can you draw along with me? Yes, some boxes are tree. So tree is a big circle. Sorry. Yeah, tree is the big circle, and then within that some boxes, right? And then some trees are horses. Some trees are horses. So what happens? Tree is a big circle. So some boxes தான் tree னு சொல்லிருக்காங்க. So small circle, not within the big circle. Yeah, it has to be beside. The next statement is some trees are horses. Some trees are horses. That means you can have the other circle, right, as horses. Some trees are horses beside the horses. You know, the horses is not match. It's not integrating with box, right? It integrates only with the tree. So what I have done, left hand side a box circle, a circle referring as box. The right hand side a circle referring as horses. Right. Now all horses are fruits. Now all horses are fruits. Now connecting with the horses, let me have the other circle as fruits. Right. Did you draw? Did you get here? So now we need to compare with the conclusion, right? Yes, all horses are fruits. Yeah, some fruits are boxes. Is that right? Some fruits are boxes. Is that correct? I will show you my, what is that? What is that? My chart. I will show you in the slide, in the screen. Yeah, can you see? Yeah, did you draw this slide? The same slide. So what is that? Tree is the, yeah, as per the statement. Yeah. So what was the statement? Can you see what is that statement? Let me check. Yes. So yes, I will show you. So what is the statement says? Some boxes are trees. So according to this Venn diagram, some boxes are tree. Yeah, correct. And then some trees are horses. So the beside I have put up here another circle called the horses. Then all horses are fruits. Now cover the entire horses and draw another circle upon that. Then that is called fruits. Name it as fruits. Yeah, did you draw this circle, this chart, this Venn diagram? I should say it is a Venn diagram. Yes. Yes. Now go to the conclusion. So what is the conclusion one? Some fruits are boxes. Some fruits are boxes. So what are the fruits there? Is that true? No. From this Venn diagram, it is not true. Before drawing the Venn diagram, please be sure about the premises. Premises ತಪ್ಪ ಅಂಡರ್ಸ್ಟ್ಯಾಂಡ್ ಮಾಡಿಟ್ಟು Venn diagram ತಪ್ಪ ಬರೆஞ்சೋம்னா then we again we fall in selecting the wrong option. So some fruits are boxes. Is that true? No, it doesn't fall. If you see the Venn diagram, the fruits, it's beside, no box comes in fruit, right? Some fruits are trees. So can you see some fruits are trees? Yeah, it's true. Yes, it's correct. Some fruits, it's parts of tree. Because horses it comes in tree. And then some horses are boxes. Some horses, can you see? So what are the horses? Some horses are boxes. No, boxes is different from the horses, right? So third conclusion is not valid. So as of now, out of three, second argument, second conclusion only is valid. Then fourth one, no fruit box. No fruits box. Yes, correct. So fourth one is correct. So statement conclusion 2 and 4 is correct according to this Venn diagram. Am I correct? So statement 2 and 4 where it falls. Statement 2 and 4 where it falls. So only either 2 or 4 follows. The other option only either 1, 4 and 2 follows. Only only either 1 or 3 and 4 follows. So please understand or and and. Or and and. What is that? Or means either one could be. And means both could be. Right? So according to us, the answer is option, what is the conclusion 2 and 4 follows, right? But here there is no 2 and 4 follows, but here we have either 2 or 4 follows. The best answer is the B, either 2 or 4 follows. Am I correct? Actually, as per our Venn diagram, the answer is and varno. 2 and 4 follows varno, but here it is not there, but instead only either 2 or 4 follows is there. But yes, it is possible. This conclusion is what is that? This conclusion is also correct, which means either 2 or 4 follows. The answer is B. Yeah. Yes. Did you understand this? Can I move to the next? Can I move to the next question? Yes. Question number 2. Did you understand this exercise? Yeah, if you understand this, it would be easy. Yes. Yeah, good. So what happens? All flowers are buses. All flowers are buses. Some buses are cats. Some buses are cats. All cats are tigers. All cats are tigers. So what is the answer now? What could be the answer now? Right? All flowers. Please make a note. All flowers. So have your buses as a circle. Buses. And then all flowers. So every flower comes within the bus. Right? And then some buses are cats. Some bus are cats. Cat. So some bus are cats. All cats are tigers. All cats are tigers. Yes, did you draw the line now? Did you draw the Venn diagram now? Yes, I will show you the answer now. I will show you the chart which I have drawn. Yes. Did you see what is that? Yeah, all flowers are buses. So accordingly, I have put up as a big circle as buses, and then included the flowers circle within that. And then some buses are cats. Some buses are cats. So some bus. So put up here. What is that? Some buses are cats. So put up a small circle, and then all cats are tigers. So covering the cats, you need to put up a bigger circle, name it as tigers, right? Yeah, sorry, this is the chart. Now use this to have the conclusion. Yeah. So what are the conclusion? They says some tigers are buses. Is this true according to this chart? Some tigers are buses. Yes, it is true, because as a part of cat, it comes there. So some tigers are buses. First conclusion follows. Second, some tigers are flowers. Some tigers are flowers. Is this true according to this? No, because flowers is separated. Yeah, and then some cats are flowers. This is also wrong. Some cats are flowers. This is also wrong. Then some buses are tigers. Yes, it's true now. Some buses are tigers. Yeah, it's true. And now, as per this, statement 1 and 4 follows. Am I correct? According to this, premises, statement 1 and 4 follows. Yeah. So, for this question number 2, the answer is D. The correct option is D. Next, question number 3. Some tablets are rains. Now can you try? Some tablets are rains. All dogs are rains. All rains are chairs. So we need to draw a Venn diagram only for the statements, these premises. Right? So how it comes? I know it seems to be easy, but when you apply that in Venn diagram, it takes your time. Yeah. It's true. Yes. Rhymes and tables. Some tables, not full tables, some tables. Yeah, even I did not see that. Some tables. And then all dogs are rains. All dogs are rains. All rains are chairs. All rains are chairs. Yes? Did you get? Let me check whether your Venn diagram, as it is mine, Is that same or different? Good. Yes. What is that? What is the right answer? Some chairs or tables. Is this right? All reins or chairs. Yeah. Now, did you draw the circle? Yes. I'll show you. What is this? Can you see? Yes. So what I have made, some tables are reins. First I have drawn the rein circle and then tablets, right? And then all dogs are reins. So I have made a small circle within the rein circle. Then all reins are chairs. So there is a bigger circle named as chairs. Right? Within that, rein is also there, dog is also there. Tablet is partly in the other side. Yeah. Now, based on this, we need to say the conclusion. Yeah, did you draw this circle? Is the Venn diagram has come to you? Same way? Yeah. So what is that? Some chairs are tablets. Some chairs are tablets. Yeah, is that true? Yes, true. Next, all dogs are chairs. All dogs are chairs. Yeah, it is also true. Some tablets or dogs. Some tablets or dogs. No, it's false. Some tablets are chairs. Yeah, it's true. Right? Some tablets are dogs. Right? So which of the answer is correct? Some chairs are tablets. Yeah, it is. It follows. Some chairs are tablets. And then all dogs are chairs. All dogs are chairs. Correct. And then some tablets are dogs. It could be correct in from different assumption, but first assumption did not work. Then some tablets or chairs. Some tablets or chairs. Yeah, correct. So as per the straight assumption, what we have drawn this Venn diagram, the option 1, 2, and 4. 1, 2, 4 follows. Right? 3 does not follow as per our diagram. Right? Let me get into the question now once again. All dogs are reins. All dogs are reins. But some tablets are reins. Some tablets are reins. Correct. All dogs are reins. Correct. Right. Some tablets are dogs. Yeah. Some tablets are dogs. So some tablets are chairs. Good. Some tablets are chairs. Yes. So if you have the other chart, to make an extra assumption, what is that? Tables, and then rain, chairs, and dogs. So if you draw this line, so according to the statements, premises, then all follows. If you have this chart, if you have this Venn diagram where I have assumed that tabulars are not related to dogs, right? Because some tabulars are rains, it's not nowhere related to dogs. That's right. I have drawn this, but if I have this an extra assumption, the conclusion 3 also follows. Right? Is it possible? Yeah, it is possible. This is possible now. In this case, it is possible. Good. So according to this, the option A would be the right answer. Option A would be the right answer. Good. Any other question? Now question number 4 is little advanced. So one by one it increases, the advancedness increases, right? So I think we stop here. I will send you the question number 4 and 5 screenshot, right? Can practice. Any doubt? We'll continue the session tomorrow also. We'll continue the session tomorrow also by using whiteboard and with better explanation for making you to understand. I hope you understand now. Yeah. Any doubt? Yes, Sweta ma'am and Stella. Any doubt as of now? Yes. If no doubt, you can close the session. You may sign off the day. Thank you. I think we are closing.